Hi everyone. Today we are excited to announce a launch of Skate Ukraine, a new non-profit organization in Ukraine with ambitious mission to fix the dire state of figure skating in Ukraine. There are two parallel worlds exist in Ukrainian figure skating. In the first world, we hear about our Olympic champions, we have active federation, figure skating sports schools around the country, tons of medals and champions, scientific advances and works in the field, renowned coaches and specialists, international judges, etc. In a second, we have an unstoppable and dramatic decline of results, inability to even qualify to World's Championships, hostile federation that destroys talented skaters and young coaches for decades. We have sports schools in a state budget wrestling discipline, plagiarists in a science, apathetic coaches, world record in judges disqualification, and shockingly growing list of talented skaters who are leaving sports in and Ukraine. Unfortunately, first world is a fake one, invented for public and ministry, but the second one is real. In this real world dwell real people, incredibly talented Ukrainian children falling in love with figure skating, new coaches full of energy and desire to learn, kids' parents who collectively sponsor Ukrainian figure skating in numbers that outperform state budget on figure skating, our ex-athletes who have spent many years in other countries and want to apply their knowledge in Ukraine. Today, they don't have a way to realize themselves in Ukraine. We don't have an organization that could unite them, give them a voice, hope, power, and mechanisms for implementing their initiatives in figure skating development in Ukraine. That's why we are creating Skate Ukraine, first truly public organization in Ukraine devoted to development of figure skating. To be precise, today isn't the Skate Ukraine's birthday, but coming of age day. Our community has been growing since 2006, but we were powerless, unconfident, and didn't know much what to do, while doing a lot together though. Today we're confident and we know exactly what to do. Skate Ukraine is a next logical step for our growth. New phase, new challenge, and new responsibility. There are a few main strategic objectives we're going to focus on. First one, the club system. If you haven't read what is a club system, we highly recommend you to read it as most questions are covered there. Club system is a democratic model of sports governance used in developed countries, which Ukraine should and will adopt in the near future. It gives people power to develop their sports in a way they think is right, rather than obeying obsolete Soviet rules and laws. Club system gives not only a freedom to implement your ideas, but also responsibility for your choices. It creates a healthy competition on all levels, which filters out ineffective passive state budget consumers and favors proactive and effective clubs and coaches. Plus, in a club model, your budget is not limited to the state and municipal money and infrastructure, but state is helping more to those most effective clubs. There are a lot of work yet to be done for Ukrainian government to switch to a club-based governance system, but it's the question of a time now. Skate Ukraine has already started fruitful collaboration with Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports, Ministry of Justice and sports public organizations to push this reform forward. But we need not only legislation reform, we also need to reform our mentality. Ukraine has never had club system before and there are plenty of myths around it. We'll be debunking those myths and learn firsthand how club system works in other countries. Together with our pioneers in this field, we'll be learning and teaching the fundamentals of creating, running, and managing successful sports clubs in Ukrainian reality. Second, child abuse denormalization. One of the most overlooked reasons of why Ukrainian figure skating is losing so many talents who could have become a world champions, talented coaches, or simply happy people who love and help develop figure skating in Ukraine. It's a chronic normalization of all sorts of abuse created by Soviet sports ideology. Skate Ukraine will be scorching out these old obsolete views on sports, which tolerate and promote emotional and physical abuse, which makes it normal to scream, beat, bully, or insult kids. Will be transforming cult of bullying coaching into the cult of qualified coaching. This abusive coaching is not just wrong from the moral perspective, it's also a direct cause of a huge losses for Ukrainian sports economy, which is losing thousands of talents and millions of dollars each year just because of that. Developed world is switching to a new, much more effective and humane coaching techniques where there is no need for abuse. Ukrainian children has right to learn and master figure skating without a danger of growing up mentally, emotionally, and sexually traumatized. Third, platform for knowledge sharing and ideas implementation. Another important objective for Skate Ukraine is creating a think tank and platform for ideas and knowledge sharing. This will be covering a broad range of other problems we have, from systemic medical disorders in skaters to chronic lack of ice rinks in Ukraine. A lot of our problems might be solved by establishing an effective communication and trust between all members. Other class of problems require coordinated help from professionals from other fields and areas, and for that, again, there is a need for effective public communication and relations. In Ukrainian figure skating, we have plenty of enthusiastic people with great ideas. We want to help make those ideas and dreams come true through the quality communication, using resources of community, and searching for like-minded people. Skate Ukraine is a platform for implementing your figure skating development projects. So, how are you going to do this? First, meritocracy. Skate Ukraine, it's an organization that aims at uniting people, not to controlling them. We're here not to tell you what to do, but to listen you and help you coordinate and help you to solve your problems. You don't need to ask permission to start doing great things. This governance principle is known as meritocracy. Whoever is suited best for some job should do it, as opposed to the top-down hierarchy assignments. In meritocracy, best ideas win, not the titles. It's easier said than done, though, but we have to create and foster environment in which enthusiasm and initiatives are welcomed, not punished, in which ability to learn new skills is valued more than diploma from university, in which we ready to fail fast and learn from our mistakes to become better. It'll be challenging, but will pay off. Second, modern technologies. Skate Ukraine is born in 21st century and is going to leverage power of digital modern communications as much as possible. Instead of copying old and ineffective processes from other organizations, we're going to use digital tools and we will develop our own software to make our life way easier. Everything that can be automated should be automated and human factor removed. To make effective decisions, we want to understand state and economics of Ukrainian figure skating better than anyone. We want to monitor and analyze changes and results of our actions, and for that, we need reliable data and statistics. Skate Ukraine already has state-of-the-art statistics on Ukrainian skaters, coaches, judges, results, and performance, but it's just the beginning. Stay tuned. Third, collaboration. If you have read What's Wrong with Ukrainian Figure Skating Federation article on the website, you know that problem we have is much bigger than just figure skating, and it's impossible to fix it fully by just ourselves. Skate Ukraine has already started collaboration with many organizations such as Ministry of Youth, Culture and Sports, National Anti-Doping Center, Juniors, and other organizations devoted to sports development in Ukraine. Why now? Well, two reasons. First is that we reached a tipping point after 15 years of experience in Ukrainian figure skating. The trust we built with athletes, parents, and coaches, personal stories, and injustices we heard over this time gave us not only broad familiarity with the problems you have daily, but also fundamental understanding of the root cause of them. Second reason is the emergence of a new generation of Ukrainians who are free of old stereotypes and beliefs. We now see a rise of Ukrainian coaches and athletes who are much more conscious, more informed and familiar with sports in other countries. They saw other ways to train, different from Soviet abusive centrally governed way. They now know that respect and cooperation always beat rumors and animosity. They aren't afraid of healthy competition anymore, and they're passionate about learning and sharing their knowledge all the time. There are also a legion of Ukrainian coaches in other countries who would love to have a chance to apply their experience here in Ukraine. We see them and we know them, and we want to give them hope and platform for realization of their talents in Ukraine. A few words about the team. Skate Ukraine is founded by Julia Tereshchenko, who has started the first Ukrainian figure skating website back in 2002. Katerina Makarevska, sports journalist who covered figure skating extensively and our Ukrainian figure skating archaeologist. Darina Zarzhitska, founder of Educational Center for Human Rights. And me, Ivan Danilyuk, founder of Skating.com.ua and main ideologist of Skate Ukraine. We all have different stories of coming to Ukrainian figure skating, but we have many things in common. Passionate love to figure skating, to Ukraine, crystal clear vision of the better future, and uncompromising integrity. It's impossible to bribe us. We're not tolerating problems because it's always has been this way. We are fiercely against any types of discrimination, and we are ready for a long and hard battle for a better future. So in the last years, I've been living in New York and in Spain, and now I'm living my life in Barcelona and returned back to Ukraine to fully focus on the Skate Ukraine mission. What are our next steps? Well, we plan to grow organically and slowly. We value quality over quantity. Trust and mutual respect inside Skate Ukraine is unquestionable, and we have a luxury not to rush with growth and focus on uniting most proactive members of our Ukrainian figure skating family. The website Skating.com.ua today officially is renamed to skateukraine.org, and in .com.ua has never been correct anyway, as we never had commercial part in our activities. All accounts and links obviously remain valid, and redirection will happen automatically. We currently working on a few projects which we eager to present and announce soon, but we already know that we will benefit from help in many areas, including laws, legal consulting, social media management, video editing, graphics and web design, programming on Flutter and Go. Plus, we going to build a network of Skate Ukraine volunteers around the country, but that will be announced in details later. Our main task at this point is to talk to as much people as we can possibly do. We want to hear your stories, learn about your day-to-day struggles in figure skating and problems. What prevents you from doing your job effectively? How do you think it can be solved? And how can you be helping others? It's not important who you are, where you live, in Ukraine or abroad. What title do you have, or you don't have. Just started to skate or finished your career decades ago. If you deeply inside skating or just fan that cares, as soon as you share our values and mission, we want to hear you and we want to be useful to you. Skate Ukraine is an organization about you and for you. Subscribe to our social media pages, contact us through the private messages or public forum, join the organization and follow the updates. It will be fun.